Oh hi. The following fic is something I decided to whip up in the span of less than 2 days for the hell of it. That's always a good start. So that's about 1,000 words per day of this. I wanted to make it relatively short, lighthearted, and comedic story similar to my previous fic, Cash Pants, having randomly thought of what would end up becoming the premise of the story and thinking a format and tone similar to Cash Pants would work well with it. I've probably read that, but I do not remember the title well enough to link it to anything that I've read. Again, I have read a lot of these fics. They kind of blend together a little bit after a while. It doesn't really have any specific set place in DR's continuity. Put it somewhere before chapter 1 would make as much sense as whenever... Okay, just so it doesn't matter. It says, I hope you like the small, isolated story. I'm sure I will. The bingo. I should fill out the bingo. Did Courier have a footnote? Courier doesn't usually do footnotes. That's not really a Courier thing, so I think it's a bust. Alright. Oh, it's the one where Pants found money and it was Cash Pants. That's vaguely familiar. Honestly, the Courier fic got closer to bingo than I thought. Considering, you know, he's out of the loop on the usual tropes, the vomiting and puking on shitting on each other. Maybe not shitting on each other, that hasn't happened yet. It's not really an invitation either, by the way. Alright, let's see. Asriel started studiously double-checking every card he had in his current hand, praying that his opening play would be a good one. That's when it hit him. A full house, consisting of 2 jacks and 3 sixes. Something about 2 jacks. I'm not going to go there. The struggle to keep his reaction to a minimum strained his eyelids, desperately twitching in an effort to instinctively widen in surprise, the rest of his face obscured by his cards. He looked over at Pizzas Pants, seated across the table with his face similarly obscured save for his eyes. The young dreamer gazed at his partner, not knowing whether his noticeable eye twitch came from a familiar feeling of excitement or if his hand had failed him. Damn it, I can't get a read on him. Asriel desperately searched through Pizzas Pants' eyes. What do you mean you can't get a read? His face changes location on his head every time his expression shifts. Like his whole bone structure changes. Asriel desperately searched through Pizzas Pants' eyes, trying to glean any sort of hint on what he's feeling through his eyes alone. Of course, now is the only time I can't tell how he's feeling. He could either have a royal flush or a single pair of 3s for all I know. As much as he wanted to deliberate over any and all possible outcomes, all he could feasibly do was hope for the best. Yet suddenly, before he even had the chance to make a call, he saw his acting adversary start to pick up a card from his hand, moving just enough to see the muscles in the corner of his mouth stretch to a bold, knowing grin. Stretched like past the breadth of the cards, like a full, like half-foot wide slasher smile. Asriel's confusion was compounded as Pizzas Pants grabbed the card between 2 of his fingers, slamming the card down in the center of the folding table with an imposing thud. It's like a fucking Yu-Gi-Oh game. That's when it laid bare his greatest weapon, the wild draw 4 card. Wait, what? That's a feel. So you're playing poker and you get hit with draw 4. Ha! How's it feel to get crushed out of the gate, golden boy? Pizzas Pants uttered with a poised smirk plastered across his face. Any prior tension and excitement that Asriel exhibited was quickly replaced by a bout of sheer bewilderment. Honey, we're playing poker. Why are you using an Uno card? Wait, I shuffled the deck myself. How did you use that card? It's called Sleight of Hand, Azzy. Something a simple man like you wouldn't understand. The confident cat uttered, as his boisterous grin stretched by an uncomfortable-looking 6 inches. It is over half a foot wide. Wow. That's a big grin. His poker face is entirely... his features crowd together behind the cards at the bottom of his face. It's just like blank skin. You're not supposed to admit cheating in poker? Well, he was cheating at Uno, so really it's a moot point. Asriel then looked at his over at his drawers, where he had previously stored the cards. He saw Chris, gripping an off-brand glue stick in their hand, haphazardly bonding together normal playing cards with Uno cards. He then shifted his focus to the floor as he noticed a small pile of augmented skips, reverses, and draw cards messily decorating the space at his sibling's feet. With the colorful symbols on the front and the generic red fractal-esque pattern on the back, the would-be victor stared at his opponent at the corners of his eye. What was the angle here, guys? What was the angle? Not even bothering to turn his head back to look at him straight on. Asriel's thoroughly unimpressed leer caused Pizza Pants to fidget in discomfort, sweating bullets as he immediately darted his eyes over to Chris.
Psst, little buddy, he knows. I already gave you the goods. Your job's done here. Make a run for it, quick.
He scream-whispered, causing the young human to quickly scramble out of the room at near incalculable speeds, but it was still calculable, just barely. 2 king-sized chocolate bars visibly peeking out of their back pocket, followed by a quick, forceful slam at the door. You bribed them.
Well, I mean,
Pizza Pants' nerve-wracked grin started shrinking to the center of his face. And I thought this would somehow work flawlessly. And you thought this would somehow work flawlessly.
I mean,
Flashbacks of the Jevil-X spam effect? Yeah, true.
You trust the chemicals in your brain to tell you they are meaningless chemicals. Now will you fight or will you die like a dog?
His face compressed further, now half of its original size. Yes, and I hoped I was just going to go with the flow. Why is it so hard? It's a very unique aesthetic to have the dialogue in line with the prose here. Or whatever. It's not actually called prose. It's whatever you call not dialogue. Is there an English word for not dialogue? You'd think it would be prose, but that's not what prose means. The black text. And you thought this would somehow work flawlessly. Yes, and you hoped I was just going to go with the flow of with the flow and play a card that doesn't even...
Look, I just wanted to do something cool looking, alright? I'm total ass at card games. Alright?
Asriel's cold gaze broke down to a relaxed smile, a warm chuckle accompanying it.
Oh.
I'm surprised he went that far. We only set an 8 cent ante. 8 cents. You can't even do that with Canadian money. It's quantized to nickels now. Is it narration? I guess so. I guess I picture narration being something a bit more specific, but yeah, it is narration probably. Am I the only one who thinks that it should be called prose? I really feel like you should call the not dialogue prose, probably. That's all. Because what prose actually means is not poetry. But like, when are you going to get poetry confused with just a normal story? Like, those don't cross over, really. But I think the dialogue is also prose, right? Because people talk about having good prose. And usually that means good narration, though. It's like, you're a good writer, but not at poetry. Sorry. It's like, what is that doesn't mean anything. Prose before hose? I agree. Picture that in some sort of book club t-shirt, you know? Prose before hose. Wait, I know what purple prose is. That's when you put too much juice into it. You go too hard. Narration is when the narrator is diegetic. True. Okay, where was I? Pizza Pants' eyes widened, his heart sinking as the realization hit him like a truck, knocking him out of the streetlight.
That was the ante? I thought you just felt bad for me for only having 4 cents to my name and giving me 4 more for my troubles.
Asriel leaned back in his worn-out folding chair, his laughter hard enough to force his eyes shut. Dude, so he spent like $5 on chocolate bars to bribe Chris to help him win a game where the ante was 8 cents. That's classic Pizza Pants. Asriel leaned back in his worn-out folding chair, his laughter hearty enough to force his eyes shut. Oh my god, I'm sorry, I didn't know, he said, attempting to come off as sincere through the copious amounts of chortling. And he pulled this weird cheating stunt just to look cool in front of me. Pizza Pants sheepishly nodded his head in response, staring at the floor in unbridled embarrassment. What is it with you trying to impress me in stupid-ass ways? It'd be embarrassing if it wasn't kinda cute. Though already a couple, right? What do you gotta prove, Pizza Pants? Pizza Pants' grip on the chair almost instantly tightened, looking back to see Asriel now supporting an intensely vexing smirk before looking back down. Look, a guy like me needs all the luck he can get. And I thought the best way to get lucky involved blatant cheating and... Oh, and you thought the best way to get lucky involved blatant cheating and bribing my sibling. A quick and loud slam suddenly reverberated across the table. The statement still stands, okay? Pizza Pants yelled, his otherwise aggravated tone tinged with desperation and chagrin, with an expression to match. Pizza Pants hates getting lucky, especially with Asriel in the room. Man, you going to all these lengths just for me? I can't tell if I should feel flattered or horrified. I'd go with the latter. If you know what's good for you, Azzy. If you know what's good for you? Yandere Burger Pants. Has that been tried so far? Someone needs to write like a shitty Yandere Burger Pants fic. Couples do be like this. Fair enough. It's one of your favorite Daft Punk songs? True. I prefer... My favorite Daft Punk song is Redoing by Neil Cicierega. A single, mildly threatening bluff was seemingly enough for his surface-level confidence to return. Cocky sneer in tow. Very cocky. The two of them now silently trading stares that radiated pure conceit, both of them knowing how one-sided this battle of boldness actually was. I'm half expecting to get to the next page and it just instant sex scene, just blindsiding me. Breaking the silence with a playful snicker, Asriel rose from his seat and headed over to the nightstand. The hastily glued together cards sloppily scattered at his feet. Are you gonna help me clean them up? Why can't this Asriel voice turns everything into a tongue twister. I don't know why. You gonna help me clean up after your own mess, dummy? He said as he turned his head toward Pizza Pants, kneeling down to pick up a few of the cards. Hey look, it was little buddy who made that mess, not me. A scoff born from mock annoyance filled the room in response. Yeah, a mess you bribed him into making. Fine, I'm coming. Pizza Pants warily stood up from the chair, slouching his way over to the pile of cards, each of them scrounging up half the pile in their arms, and hopping onto the side of Asriel's bed, seated right beside each other. That's what being British is like. There's something in the water. I was watching Red Letter Media talk about Alien Romulus the other day, and they were just making fun of the guy's accent. There's something in the water. Why couldn't it be follow the butterflies? Where is I? They each started delicately peeling apart each set of cards, scraping off the pieces of glue that had managed to dry out. That's not worth it, guys. Picking apart and just get a new deck of cards. Really good, just get a new deck. As the remainder of the wet purple paste stained their hands. Oh, it's the purple stuff. Why is it purple? It's always purple, I know, but why? Suddenly, Asriel looked at his apathetic partner and gave him a warm smile. Okay, but really, what did you think was going to happen when you put down an Uno Draw 4 card in a poker game? Pizza Pants jolted up in response, seemingly freed from the hypnotic trance from monotonously cleaning the cards. I mean, I was hoping you'd draw 4 more cards. Why would you want to do that in a game of 5-card draw? I didn't know that you can't... He spontaneously shouted before coming back down, clearing his throat and continuing. Oh, look, little buddy just happened to come in while you happened to go to the bathroom before the game started. So I just happened to make a deal with them because of how shit I am at poker. I'd pay them in chocolate, they'd make the phony cards and sneak them to me below the table. And they'd... He suddenly lost his train of thought, mid-sentence, and looked up at Asriel, the early evening sun pouring in from the window, complimenting his beaming smile. I think Chris scammed you, dude. Pizza Pants could tell that his insane ramblings were being listened to, yet he still knew that he was digging his grave even deeper, reflecting on how stupid his plan was in retrospect. You are probably just going to beat yourself up over this now, huh? Pizza Pants' accent is becoming more like yours. You talk like this, chillin' Lillian? What the fuck? You're from Brooklyn. Hey, I'm walking here. Feet. Fuck, that hurt my voice. Okay. Pause the stream to listen to Redoing. Will that get copyright claimed? I'm feeling in the mood. I'll risk it. I think I heard it in a Simple Flip stream. Actually, no, that's where I first heard it. That's where I first heard the song, so I definitely did. Banger. This is a fucking vibe. Okay, actually, who cares if I get copyright claim? It's worth it for Redoing. Asriel asked before playfully plopping his head on Pizza Pants' shoulder, his cheeks becoming flusher, further flush from the sudden gesture. Well, if it matters to you, I thought some of it was pretty smart. Your little scheme did throw me off my game, so that's got to count for something, right? This is probably too loud to hear me over. Succumb to the Redoing. Okay, that's enough. That's your Redoing dose. Really beautiful chord progression, honestly. I had to go learn that on the piano after I heard that for the first time. I'm like, because I didn't know what original song it came from. I was like, damn, that's a nice chord progression. Oh, okay, where the fuck was I? Hearing the sudden words of encouragement coming from him, Pizza Pants looked down at Asriel, his chin neatly perched upon his shoulder, his smile exuding a level of kindness and sincerity he could only dream of receiving from anyone else. Like clockwork, he put his iconic, smug... Mine? Is that a typo, or is it some sort of cross-linguistic flourish? It is either way by accident. Das ist mein Hund, Lumpi. Okay, let's go through our bingo card. Kind of like nothing so far. There was a human, on-screen human. Chris happened. I think it's all in past tense. I haven't seen any present tense. No renaming. I have sipped tea, of course. Their established relationship. No manipulation, no death. No smoking, no kissing. I don't know if there's been a spelling error. I haven't seen one. There's been like nothing so far, huh? He manipulated Chris and the game. I think Chris manipulated him to get a chocolate, but I guess that counts. What tea am I drinking? Lemon ginger, same as always. I have been drinking a lot more of that Japanese green tea that I mentioned weeks ago, probably. I've been having a cup of that daily. It's so gosh darn convenient. Steep for 30 seconds and it's good. Normally I have to steep tea for like 20 minutes and I forget about it. He put on his iconic smug mine, albeit with a unique hint of modesty. Come on, ass, don't pity me like that. I could have just told you I barely know how to play poker and left it at that. No dumbass scheme to impress you required. Yeah, you could have. In fact, you absolutely should have. But still, I'm going to relentlessly get on your ass just for... no. Am I going to relentlessly get on your ass just for screwing up a single round of one card game to dazzle me? Of course not. I mean, I think that's what I love about you, you know? That you're a fucking moron. I ad-libbed that last part. Asriel briefly stared at the floor aimlessly, seemingly lost in thought for only a few moments before looking back up at Pizzapants. Yeah, like, you're kind of a dork, but you're...
If you follow that up with, but you're my dork, I'll tell your mom about the time you burned me... you burned one with me last week.
Ooh, Droog. That's Droog. Asriel... Oh, the music's. Oops. There we go. Asriel chuckled before lunging at him, his head at his side as he ensnared him by the midsection. You learned that in high school football. You used to play college ball, Jack. Could have gone to varsity. Alright, scrap everything I just said. I actually hate you. That whole speech? No, I hate you. Was all that he could say before Pizzapants planted his hand over his face in a playful attempt to shove him off, his shit-eating grin adorning his mug yet again.
Love you too, man.
There's a dynamic. Pizzapants is Joey Wheeler, bad at card games in Brooklyn accent. Yeah, I guess Joey is Brooklyn. I never really knew what his deal was. We need an Azzypants Yu-Gi-Oh crossover, dude. That would be awesome. I want Seto Kaiba to be a villain in an Azzypants fic, just because. Just to see what would happen. I want Gozo Boro to be a name I have to read on stream. My brothers watched Yu-Gi-Oh a lot when they were kids, and I was like older, so I usually made fun of them for it, but I also watched it too sometimes. I had like a tsundere relationship with Yu-Gi-Oh. It was pretty funny. Seto Kaiba stole Pizzapants' grandfather's soul. Definitely.
Looks like you're going to the Shadow Realm, Chris.
Oh yeah, true. That's more of an Elden Ring reference these days. One thing we all agreed on was that Merrick had really, really grotesque facial expressions sometimes. He has like the anime, like really detailed evil villain face that we constantly made that like our inside joke. We talked about it like it was Medusa, like you could petrify people by showing them the Merrick face. I don't know. It was funny at the time. Give me an hour, I'll turn the Red Muffler Man Yugi versus Kaiba video into an Azzypants fic. I don't even know what you're referencing, but that sounds awesome. Asriel, finally letting go of Pizzapants. That was all one paragraph, by the way. This was the first paragraph of the fic. Okay. So it was on a chapter break. After finally letting go of Pizzapants, sat back up and looked over him once more. Alright, tell you what, we'll just play a regular round of Uno. How's that sound? He gently placed his hand on Pizzapants' shoulder, waiting for a response, while his usual inviting smile coated his face. It's kind of a weird way to describe it, like plastered his face.
Well, I'm not that much better at Uno. I mean, I actually do know how to play it correctly, but
don't worry, it'll be fun. There's something simple and fun to do with the sunsets. Pizzapants turned to look at him, his shaken expression slowly shifting into a content grin. As opposed to a content grin like Mr. Beast would make.
Yeah, let's do it.
Before they knew it, half an hour had passed them by. The orange glow of the sunset had begun to settle onto the serene dark blues and violets of dusk, and the pair of monsters had started one of many rounds. Asriel looked at his current hand and spotted a sinister grin from ear to ear. Staring at a certain card, with Pizzapants quizzically yet nervously furrowing his brow with the sudden twinkle in his eye.
Oh god, what is it?
I wrote something on the back. On one of the blank cards before we started to put it in the deck. Looks like I'd finally be able to put it to good use. Like, what is it? Pronouncing words just feel so different in this fucking accent. Like, it's all consonants. The vowels just vanish. I'll finally be able to put it to good use. I don't get it. His calm, calculated demeanor instantly caved as he slammed the card onto the discard pile, with such ferocity to the point where the foldable table nearly collapsed. It is Yu-Gi-Oh, dude. It's time to duel! A visibly startled Pizza Pants jolting in the seat from across from him. His arms suddenly shaking, he picked up the card to get a better view of what it said, only for his eyes to balloon in pure astonishment. Azzy, honey, darling, sweetums, you're pulling my fucking leg. Asriel launched into a howling cackle. Oh, what? You thought that just because I thought your little stunt earlier was charming that I wouldn't try to get back at you? Nah, it's time to test your resolve, sweetheart. It says, kill yourself now. Pizza Pants, stricken with an immeasurable level of disbelief. Sorry. Looked at the card one last time. Friend zone me or draw 25. It's the meme, dude. It's the meme. Oh, that would have... Alternate timeline, marry me or draw 25. Weirdest fucking angle. It's not even break up with me, it's friend zone me. He's trying to soften the blow or something. It was only 30 seconds later when he began to anxiously shuffle through his 31 card deck in hopes that he'd find something, anything that could be used on the discarded red 4, staring back at him. Unbeknownst to him, he had very little time to choose before he suddenly felt a pair of lips gently press against his forehead, looking up to see Asriel lunging across the table to give him a small peck, mustering a bashful half-smile in response. Don't worry, Barry. We both know I've already won. Yeah, rub it in, golden boy. You know I'll get you next time. Just like I should, I'll get you good. Well, that was nice. We got the Barry at the end. He's Barry for some reason. I forget what lineage that comes from. There's multiple different lineages of Pizza Pants names at this point. That's pretty cute, yeah. He's dating that. No. The joke is that he drew 25 to not do that. It's a meme. It's like a photograph. It's a 2-panel setup.